everybody, so good to be with you as always. Ole Gamer Joe here with another Media Moogle review. Today we're taking a look at a pretty interesting Japanese-style shoot-'em-up, Task Force Kampas, which will be coming to the PlayStation 4, the PlayStation Vita, the Nintendo Switch, and the Xbox One as of May 6th. This comes from publisher East Asia Soft. The game was developed by a small team of 4 and is an arcade-style shoot-'em-up with a crazy psychedelic look and feel, but really it is quite an addicting and fun experience once you get into it, though this is a very difficult game. I want to be upfront about that. And while there are some difficulty options to choose from, including an easy mode, a normal mode, and some more insane ones as you progress further, you might never get there if you are a casual player like myself, unless you are willing to learn, adapt, and get better at this game. There are no customizable options as far as how many lives you can have or continues. This is a one-and-done run style game. Task Force Kampas doesn't feature any kind of storyline whatsoever, but it does feature 5 unique characters, 2 of which you will have to unlock through gameplay, some more difficult to unlock than others. I was able to unlock 4 of them in my time with the game, and I do plan on unlocking that 5th as I get better at this title, hopefully. Each character has a little bit of a perk which differentiates them from one another. Midori, for example, has an extra shot ability which makes her a little more powerful than some of the other characters, while the oddly named Layaya has the ability of having more health. So you really do have to decide on a character based on which attribute you prefer, and there are power-ups as you fly through the levels that will help you get stronger along the way, but those also bring choices because you might have to choose between getting health back or getting a more powerful gun to use. There's also a few strategic elements to the gameplay that I really do appreciate in this title. For one, if you kill enemies, your guns get more and more powerful as you do so, whereas if you stop shooting, you're able to heal your ship, which takes a little bit of time, so it's a little bit of a tug-of-war match, really, with your mind, because you have to decide at points, boy, I'm taking damage right now, I really need to stop shooting and start dodging these bullets, but trying to survive is difficult because these bullets are crazy, or just blasting and blasting away, taking a chance, and hoping you don't die while you get more powerful, clear that screen for a moment and get that nice breath of fresh air so that you can heal up your ship. I really did enjoy this mechanic. It's really satisfying when you're able to avoid bullets and get your ship back to full health, and it's also really rewarding to get more powerful, so it's a nice little system that they've implemented here that does reward the player for both being good at dodging and for being good at blowing up weird eyeballs and other odd assorted enemies. I started out playing this game on the normal difficulty and I found it extremely challenging, so I did eventually go down to easy just so I could get used to some of the patterns and get a better feel for the game, and I found that that was actually pretty rewarding, and I'm glad that I did that because it did eventually help me get better at the normal mode in this game. The patterns will be much simpler to figure out, and while it is still really hard for a game that's on easy, it is at least a good option for players that are really struggling with normal. Hardcore shoot-'em-up fans will absolutely love the degree of challenge in this game. More casual players may be off-put by it, but I also do think that they will stick with it just because it has that one more time nature to it that makes you want to keep trying over and over again. And with a nice variety of characters to choose from that all feel a little bit differently, it does give a little extra incentive for dipping back in for that one more run. I would say graphically, we're looking at a pretty strange, simplistic title that has a unique color palette. There are some different filters that can be unlocked, but that of course involves completing the game, something which I have not quite yet been able to do. Call me crazy, but I kind of like the weird enemy designs and the overall look of this game. It's really simplistic, but also kind of charming and endearing in a weird way. And the music, yes, is pretty repetitive, but also kind of weirdly addicting just as the gameplay is. The techno synthwave music pulses and pounds as you duck and weave your way through enemy hell. Perhaps a little loud and overbearing compared to the sound effects in this game, and unfortunately in the sound settings it's either everything or nothing, so there are no individual adjustments that I found which could be made. So in this review I've only shown the first 2 levels of Task Force Kampas, but the reality is I've only made it to the 3rd boss in this game, and it's really difficult. But any game that makes you want to keep on going and try again gets my vote of confidence. I actually think this is a really fun title and is going to be pretty underrated in the shoot-'em-up scene. I actually don't think the trailers that have been released for this game really do it justice, and it's a game once you get your hands on, you really do start to understand the addictive nature of it. While I cursed and stomped my feet at the incredibly difficult bosses, particularly that squid, which took me a long time to beat, I was ultimately satisfied and had a great time. I think shooter fans will too. For more on Task Force Campus and all of our other content, head on over to MediaMoogle.net where we have some great podcasts for you to check out, like the Gamer Joe radio show and I Dream of Indie, an indie game podcast. And if you have enjoyed our video content today, please do consider hitting the subscribe button below to help us bring a voice to the voiceless. If you really like us, head on over to patreon.com/MediaMoogle where we have some wonderful tiers for you to choose from, or feel free to leave a donation in the link below. Thank you so much for your support of Media Moogle.